Inside the last 20 minutes of the SportsMax Zone for this Tuesday, and in England, a 12-year-old boy has been arrested for racially abusing Crystal Palace forward Wilfried Zaha on social media. Now, ahead of Palace's away match at Aston Villa on Sunday, Zaha revealed he was racially abused by a social media user. Hours after Zaha's revelation, the police announced the arrest of a 12-year-old boy from Solihull in the West Midlands. Now, following the arrest, Zaha released this statement, and this is what he said. People need to understand that whatever your age, that your behavior and your words come with consequences, and you cannot hide behind social media. It is important social media platforms do as they did yesterday and seek out these individuals and remove them. This is not the first time I have received messages like this, nor am I the only one or the only player to receive messages like this. It happens every day.
Continuing with the subject of racial abuse in football, Republic of Ireland and Stoke City winger James Mclean says there is a disparity in the support given to black players who have suffered racial abuse compared with the support given to white players. The 31-year-old Mclean has suffered racial and sectarian abuse since his controversial decision in 2012 to not wear a remembrance poppy. Mclean told TalkSport, "I'm seeing all this support for McGoldrick, Zaha, Raheem Sterling, and that and rightly so. I don't want to take away from the attention and the support they are getting because it is bang on. The point I was trying to make was it leaves a sour taste in my mouth because I'm seeing all this support and I'm thinking I've been abused for the last 9 years. And where has my support been? Where has been my level of attention? I'm not looking for attention, but in my mind, discrimination is discrimination. But it almost seems that one holds a higher precedence over another, and that's what irritates me. I'm not looking for sympathy or attention. I'm just asking for equality." George, does Mclean have a point?
Yes, he does. I've long been I've long felt sympathy for James Mclean, and Lance has been with me long, Mariah. You know that I don't really have sympathy for athletes, any at all. They get paid millions, yeah. So they don't get sympathy from me. But on this regard, on this sport, he does. I've long been upset, rather, at the treatment that he gets from the British media. The BBC has listed this man, James Mclean, as one of the BBC, not a fly-by-night operation, not a young man in his mother's bedroom or his mother's basement creating a fake account and doing it. The British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, ANTI, as they call it in England. The BBC has listed this man as one of the 5 reasons, or one of the top 10 reasons why people refuse to wear the remembrance poppy, paying tribute to people who fought in the war and so forth. And that has heaped the hate on him. At the poppy wearing time of the year, the hate is so much that the football clubs he's played for. He's played for West Bromwich Albion in the Premier League. Of course, he plays for Stoke City, and he's a Republic of Ireland international. The abuse he's gotten from his supporters at club level, his own supporters at poppy wearing time, is disgraceful. So he's in a team, in a stadium, in his own stadium, in his home stadium, playing, and his supporters are abusing him, and the opposition supporters are abusing him because he refuses to wear the poppy. And the man has put his history on the table to say, look, I'm from part of Ireland. They're during the troubles in the 1970s, in the battle between those representing, well, law enforcement officers from England and those in Ireland, and six of the villagers from my community in Derry were killed, and because of that, I can't wear the poppy in support of these so-called soldiers who murdered those men. So I'm choosing not to wear it because of that, and that is my reason. It's not for anything else. If it were something else, I would wear the poppy gladly, but because of that memory and how Irish people were treated during the Troubles and how Irish people are looked down upon as scum, there are signs that, well, not so much in the UK, but there have been signs in other parts of the world, in the United States of America, for instance, where you'd see restaurants saying no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. So the Irish were treated like scum, and he's just saying that, look, he's not embracing this British Empire and the Queen and everything else, and Republican and the whole Republic, and like in the way that many people do. And it's because of those reasons why he's not wearing the poppy. And people have rejected that, and for him to be stereotyped by the BBC, and for his own fans to hate him, I felt sorry for him over all these years. And he's absolutely right that people like him get no support, even though I am very happy that black players are getting the support that they're getting.
Definitely, George. I have to hear your comment, though, on the 12-year-old who, it's one thing that, we learn racism. Now, this child is 12 years old, of course, sending Zaha so many racist messages on social media. First of all, he's 12 and he's clearly really versed with social media. And secondly, the type of things that he's saying. What do you think about the future and, of course, where racism is concerned?
Yeah, taking the lead of the vile adults. Look, you'd be surprised how many millions of the most vile posters on social media are children. You heard me speak earlier about people sitting in their mother's basement or their living rooms or their bedrooms and saying all kinds of things on the internet. You'll be surprised at who these people are. Many of them children, because it's so easy, and the cloak of anonymity that social media gives you, which is why as a public figure myself, as someone in the public's eye, I am unperturbed by what people say about me on social media, because it's usually me, George Sylvester Davis of SportsMax, someone who is pretty girl 34 on social media who's accusing of something or is criticizing. You can't fight that, because I refuse to be baited into a conversation with someone who I don't know who they are, they know who I am. I don't know where they work, they know where I work. I don't know their antecedents professionally, they know my antecedents professionally. So it's a waste of time. So I say, well, look, it's easy for you to hide behind a username on social media and do things I'm not going to rise to the bait. But it's not surprising that it's a 12-year-old boy. I'm very happy that the police have moved so quickly and have made this arrest as a lesson to the others out there who are doing this nonsense every day to say that the law will catch up on you. So I'm very happy for that. They should educate the boy. Yeah, his punishment should be education about racism, the role that black people have played in the United Kingdom and will continue to play, and the need to be tolerant.
Yes, George. So as we continue talking about racism across in the Atlantic, Washington's NFL franchise, the Redskins has decided to drop the nickname and change their logo following pressure from Native American groups and sponsors. In a release to the media, the franchise said, "Today we are announcing we will be retiring the Redskins name and logo. Upon completion of this review, Dan Snyder and Coach Rivera are working closely to develop a new name and design approach that will enhance the standing of our proud tradition, rich franchise, and inspire sponsors, fans, and community for the next 100 years. Some new monikers being tossed about include Washington Senators, Washington Warriors, and Washington Red Tails. So, George, is it that the owners came under pressure from the sponsors, and that's the reason they're doing it, or are they just doing the right thing?
You know, they are doing the right thing, Mariah, and they have come under pressure from the money men, because this thing has been the subject of the Redskins, have been the subject of court proceedings for some time now, and it's remarkable how the temperature has changed in a few months. In December, when I was in Washington, D.C., I actually attended an NFL game between the Redskins and the Giants in Washington, D.C. The Giants won that game. And the mood then, I was speaking to some people, you know, some of my friends who I was with, and some other people who we were sitting within that group in the stadium. And they were saying, well, yeah, they see the court case going on, but they don't think the court case is going to be successful, and the Redskins name should remain. I was in Washington just last week, week before last. Yes, I came back on Monday. And I was in Washington, D.C., and the mood has changed completely where the Redskins name is concerned, to the extent most of the sporting goods stores that you go into, and I'm talking places like the Models and so forth of this world, there used to be a lot of Redskins branded gear in those places. What little of that gear I saw 2 weeks ago is on sale. I was tempted to buy a Bradley Beal jersey, although Bradley Beal plays for the Washington Wizards, but I said, you know what? I'm not touching anything Washington related for now, and I certainly wasn't going to buy anything Redskins related. I was going to buy a baseball cap recently, a baseball cap with the Washington Redskins name on it, even though it's an NFL team. But I decided not to, because I just suspected that somehow this Redskins Redskins name may not endure. And I think the time has come. Yeah, the name has outlived its usefulness, if at all it was ever useful. And given the way the world is moving right now, and this is the success of the Black Lives Matter movement, and people should acknowledge it as such, these incremental successes are to be chalked up to the Black Lives Matter movement, and the Redskins name can't be replaced quickly enough from where I sit.
Definitely, and we see the Black Lives Matter movement, of course, causing some sort of rippling effect, of course, it may not be massive changes, but of course these little changes will definitely add up. So at this point in time, let's take a short break and we come back for Interactive.